Hello, welcome to week 18 at the Dine at Home box. We still have 10 available, guys, so please, if you like what you see on this video today, please just give Beth a call and she'll get us obviously arranged box to your house. So guys, if you like what you see, please have a booking. But thank you to every single one of you who has ordered a box this week, massively appreciated. And as you probably noticed, we are in different surroundings. We are at Curborough Farm in Lichfield, so we have moved, as promised last week. We are taking over the residence of the Cafe Mabel's, newly named Dine. So please check us out. We've got social media all set up. So we're going to be cooking from Dine Kitchen from now on in. Much nicer space, really big, and it's amazing to provide. So without further ado, let's crack on with this week's menu. So we have a little change of bread, so it's a little white cob loaf. Along with a beautiful brioche to go with your starter, and also obviously as normal your Marmite butter, so please make sure this is out of the box nice and early so it comes up to room temperature. And just as normal, guys, I would recommend to heat these breads up at the same time, save you obviously going in and out of the oven all the time. So pop it in for 5 minutes just until it's nice and warm through. The white bread will soften up nicely and obviously heat through, and the brioche will obviously warm through as well, but that'll be absolutely fine just holding around. So that's your bread course out of the way as normal. We'll move on to your starter, which is very much a tear and a share type of deal. So you each individually get a brioche each. That's obviously for one person, so you get 2 of those per box. You get 1 whipped chicken liver parfait. Okay, so this is organic chicken livers. Apologies for that noise. The oven gets a bit of a Darth Vader sort of thing about it. So yeah. So this is a chicken liver parfait. It's whipped up with some whipping cream, so it's a lot softer than probably what you're used to. It's not a set parfait, obviously we make that and then we whip it up nice and soft, so get a spoon in there and just pop that in the middle of your table basically, and enjoy that between you. Watercress, so that's little freshly picked wild watercress salad, which I'd recommend to take out of the pot obviously, pop it into a nice little mixing bowl, and as always we just do that white wine vinegar. It's a simple dressing which is equal quantities basically, but a bit of white wine vinegar, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and then some extra virgin olive oil, so it's 3-to-1 ratio. So a little bit of that on top gives a nice little zesty sort of zing. As always, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cracked black pepper if you would like to. I'll leave it off this personally. So a little bit of seasoning on top of there, and then you get this beautiful commis pear condiment, which basically is, we make like a sugar syrup with some vanilla, star anise and some cinnamon sticks in there, and then we add the pear into it, just still start breaking down, seasoning with a little bit of Chardonnay vinegar to add a little bit of acidity to it, and that just goes so nice with the chicken liver. So that's that as well. And then obviously with your salad, just very gently mix that together. Don't pre-dress it, dress it before you get a plate. This is literally the last job you'll do before you tuck into your starters. And what I've done is I've just got a couple of bowls from my boy Anthony at Heritage. Just got a little selection here. So what I would recommend to do is very simply pear condiment, obviously into a nice sort of ramekin, and then you can grab this freshly dressed watercress salad, which again will go beautifully into a little side bowl as well. Nice little pinch from there. And then your parfait, again you can find a little pot to spoon that into, or spoon out quite easily. I'm just going to pop it onto the plate, along with your brioche, which obviously you'll get to. And there we are. So simple. The starter is proper tear and shake, proper spoon on the side, and you can all dive in to a nice whipped chicken liver parfait with your home-baked brioche watercress salad, very lightly dressed with some lemon vinaigrette and a beautiful pear condiment, guys. Enjoy your starters, and we will see you for the main course very shortly. Okay guys, so hopefully you enjoyed your sharing starter. Your main course is all for yourself, so no more sharing now. That's the end of that one. So for those people who are reluctantly sharing the starter, then you can have this main course all for yourself. So for your main course, we have a beautiful piece of braised Herdwick lamb shoulder, absolutely delicious, with a beautiful terrine, a potato terrine, which is layered with onions, so like a boulanger potato, and obviously cooked with lamb stock. This couldn't be easy, guys, to be fair. So you've got some parchment paper It's obviously given with your potato terrine. Your potato, this was an end piece, your potato terrine will be a lot flatter, and you can literally take it straight out, probably straight to the tray, a little level butter on top, and that's all you need to do. This is just an end piece that I didn't want to sort of chip away basically. So then your old lamb shoulder, which will go directly on top of the greaseproof paper as well. And then you also have a third little container with your beautiful lamb fat turnip. Obviously vegetarian, because that's just a turnip that's been cooked in extra virgin olive oil. So you can pop that on as well. And then the rest of your garnish is a piece of braised leek, which I'll go through that with you in a second. Some beautiful leek puree, mint gastrique, which those people have had this before. It's like a mint oil. It's a mint oil from the leaves, and it's a gastrique, which is equal quantities of white wine vinegar and sugar that we infuse with the stalks. So no wastage at all, and it gives a beautiful sort of old school sort of mint, almost like a mint sauce sort of flavour to your actual sauce, which is delicious. Speaking of which, your lamb sauce is right there. So we'll move on to the lamb, the main garnish first, which will take around about 10 to 12 minutes in your oven at 180 degrees. As always, guys, a bit of luxurious, so a little bit of butter on top of both of those. And to be honest, if you can, just push a little bit of butter on top of the turnip as well, because to be quite honest, you don't want to leave that one out. So it's quite important. And then a little bit of salt just on top of the lamb, just on top of there, and on top of there as well. And then when you come to sort of eating it, it's that really impactful on the top of the meat and potato. So it'll be delicious. So this goes straight into your oven at 180 to 10 to 12 minutes. I'll do it for 10 minutes because it's a pretty powerful oven. But again, guys, just watch it through the glass. So just after 10 minutes, have a look. If the potatoes are nice and crispy and the lamb's nice and soft, it's perfectly done. If not, just pop in for another 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever it might be. So pop that in there now. That's all done in there. And to be fair, the garnish couldn't be that simpler. We have got a small little non-stick pan on the back on a very low heat. With these, it's totally up to you. I would personally recommend to actually cut them lengthways. This is one between two. So basically, with a very sharp knife, these are properly soft because they've obviously we've raised them in the water, so it's super, super soft. Just keeping all those layers together. This will be our presentation size, so don't be too worried about if any of the outer layers do come off. Just very simply, just manage them on top. They'll stick together, no problem at all. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just colour that inside piece. Not heavily, just roast it sort of lightly until it likes to get nice bit of colour. And then we'll pop a little bit of butter in the pan, and then we'll transfer that into the oven just to finish the heating process. I've put on the card 5 minutes, but it probably needs about 2 or 3 minutes, especially in a hot pan. So again, don't be too concerned about that. Obviously, it's already cooked, so we just want it to heat it through, that's all. So I'll show you that. Once that's in the oven, we'll have a little pause, but in the meantime, I will be heating up the leek puree in the microwave, and obviously I'll be putting the sauce on as well, close to the time. So when the oven's sort of finishing up in sort of 8 to 9 minutes, that's when I'll start heating those little bits up as well. So if you want to come on over, and I'll show you how to roast up these beautiful leeks. So as you can see, my pan's on a very low heat. I'll just lift that up for you. So it's super, super low, so it's a low to medium sort of heat. I'm popping a little bit of normal vegetable oil in. My pan's probably been on about 2 to 3 minutes. So again, it's got a nice bit of temperature into it. So as you can hear, that starts to roast quite nicely. It's not aggressive. There's no smoke anywhere coming off the sides. It's just a nice sort of gentle heat. Then we just want to leave them in there for about 1 to 2 minutes, just checking them. Ever so slightly, obviously it's the oil that will colour. Just want to get that sort of, that's that natural colorization inside. You can see it's even starting to colour now. Okay, so we just want to sort of that scorched effect. As I said with these, we don't want to take them too far, because what we don't want to do is burn them and overcolour them. We just want to have that little bit of sort of caramelisation to the actual leek, to allow that natural sweetness of the leek to come out. We just want to caramelise it very, very lightly. So again, you can just start to see it now, it's just starting to char a little bit. With that, it's going to get more colour in the oven, okay, so just bear that in mind as well. So we just want to almost slightly colour them here, and then you'll finish off in the oven, okay. So as always, guys, a little bit of butter. No problem with the butter, it's date night, as I always say, so you want to treat yourself. So that sort of colorisation on the leek is perfect, so that's exactly what we're looking for. So make sure you lift it back up and pop it back into the butter, because you want that butter underneath it. Same with that, okay? Pop it back under. That's all it is. Simple as that. Turn the stove off. And you can either, if you do them as early as I do, you can leave that to one side. And that'll probably heat up in the pan alone. Just leave it, it's done, finished. Or, if it goes a little bit cooler or you do this too early, it's fine. Leave them in the pan and just pop them in the oven for 1 to 2 minutes just before you're going to serve it, just to regen that heat through. I'm going to leave mine there because there's more than enough heat in that pan to continue colouring it and equally continuing to heat it. Okay, so 5 more minutes left on there. Join me in 5 minutes and we'll come to plate and finish off the dish. See you in a bit. Okay guys, so it's been 10 minutes, so my timer has just gone off on the oven. My leeks are still in the exact same place. I have literally just microwaved my leek puree and I've just popped my sauce on as well. I'm just going to put the heat on the sauce so it begins to heat through. I'm going to show you to finish the sauce here, it's for ease. What you'll actually do is when the sauce comes up to boil, you'll put the gas streak in and just pop it back on the heat. Just not until it reboils, until the heat obviously penetrates through it so it isn't, so you're not cooling the sauce too much. So I'm going to get the lamb out first. Pop the sauce on, bring that all back and then we'll start to plate fry, okay? Okay, so that's been 10 minutes guys. So again, if you would like it a bit more crispier or a bit more roasted, by all means pop it back in. It's absolutely fine. As you can see, the turnip starting to colour more so on the bottom. So the skin side starting to colour. The lamb is super, super soft. And then the terrine is just starting to crisp on the outside, but more so on top as well, so that's absolutely super. So I'm just going to pop the sauce on very quickly, so we can get that on. It's nice and low, want to be a low heat for that. And we'll start to plate. Hopefully by the time we finish plating, the sauce will be hot, and yeah, we can then take it. Show you how to do the sauce. Finish the sauce. So, right, okay. Leek puree first, because it's beautiful. I love a vibrant green sort of puree, really shows off and sticks out on the plate. Do not be shy with that. So that onto the side there, beautiful. Next, your terrine. Just be careful, because obviously you seriously coming up there. You're going to make sure you get underneath it as much as you can. There we are, beautiful. Terrine in the back, show that heighter, the lamb again, which is obviously going to super stick. All I'm doing is transfer that onto a cooler surface and hopefully I'll get underneath that a little bit easier. So much for non-stick paper, I'll tell you that. It's almost crisped up on the bottom and it's starting to stick a little bit, so what I'll do is I'll flip that over. Trying to obviously perfect. Use your hands if you're failing that. Turn it over. So I'll show you what I'm doing so you can see that. So this almost create a little rounded shape coming over there. Need to grab the leek, which is it's still super, super hot. I mean that is absolutely boiling. So if you've left it for a little bit longer, and you just want to put it back through, you can do it. See that beautiful colour? So it's left in the pan, that's all I've done. It couldn't be simpler. I'm just going to pop that on the side there, facing you. That looks absolutely delicious. The lighter plate actually showcases off the colours a bit more as well. As you can potentially hear, the sauce is starting to boil beautifully. So the sauce has come to the boil. As I said to you, I would add this gas streak over here, but for your benefit, I'll add it closer to you. Okay, so that's coming to the boil. Beautiful lamb sauce. The gas streak itself, in fact, I'll just do a little trick. Make sure the lid's securely on, give it a good shake, and that'll just mix obviously the oil and the vinegar together. Then I'm only going to use half because obviously it's only one portion of sauce. You obviously make sure you use 2. Pop that in. Visually, you probably won't see anything. It doesn't matter, but it's all about the taste. Taste is what it's all about. So I'm just going to turn this towards me. Finish plating it, or finish saucing it. So get that all over. Don't be shy with your sauce, get it on. And there's your finished main course, guys. Beautiful Herdwick braised shoulder of lamb with boulanger potato, leek puree, roasted leek, and lamb fat turnip with a beautiful sauce. Lamb sauce has been split with your mint gas streak. Enjoy, guys. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the main course. Serious flavour, that lamb was delicious, right? And the sauce, almost sweetness, sort of sour and sweetness. Beautiful, so I hope you enjoyed it guys as well. Okay, so for your dessert, we can bake you an individual creme fraiche cake to return of this delicious, awesome recipe. It's actually a recipe from my time at the Latimer with Michael Wignall all those years ago. We've actually individually baked them. So again, they're not the prettiest looking thing, but again, it's all about the flavour, right? Beautiful white chocolate, really rich. I'll give you loads, so don't be scared of that, because the blackberry compote is quite acidic, and also so the sorbet. There's barely any sugar in anything. So the sorbet itself is basically equal quantities of Manor Farm strawberries, Manor Farm raspberries, and Manor Farm blackberries. And we put no sugar in there at all, so it's literally just the fruit. So this is quite sweet, obviously being white chocolate, so it adds that beautiful sweetness to the whole entire dish as well. So with that, I would personally recommend that warm, but if it's a warm day and you're going to warm that food very slightly, leave it cold. It would still be nice, like room temperature, because then you've got the ice cream as well, or the sorbet as well, so it's going to be super cold. So yeah, if you want it sort of room temperature, that's absolutely fine. So I'll turn my oven up. Obviously, as soon as I've got the lamb out, it's still going to be more than hot enough to warm this cake food. So I'm just going to literally put it in there for 30 seconds to a minute, just to literally give it a little bit of warmth. So I'm going to do that now. And again, it's up to you. I mean, you can pop it in the microwave if you'd like to, or equally just put it in the microwave, or just put it in the oven. You know, literally in the day, 30, 60 seconds. Okay, so you've got the white chocolate. It's beautiful evening tonight, so I'm going to pop that white chocolate at room temperature, super thick. Look at that, beautiful. Pop it in a little jug, serve it table side. We'll bring the camera in a second. I'm going to get you will obviously get the sorbet in a pot, individual little sort of basically pipe it in there. But I'm going to get the pot itself and just a nice spoonful. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get my cake out now, which is probably in there around about a minute. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, it's beautiful and warm, so simple. And then with your compote, very simply with that as well. I'll give you quite a bit of this. You can have this on your toast the morning after. But there we are. It's a nice little spoon of that. I might think it's quite similar, but the blackberries are a different flavour to the sorbet, and it gives it that sort of freshness in essence, which just goes so well with the cake itself. So I'm just going to put a nice little spoon, super soft sorbet, nice little spoon of that inside. There we are. Keen viewers there will probably call that a rocher. That's hot. Pop that to one side, ideal. I'm going to turn this towards you, as you will see. It's a beautiful creme fraiche cake, guys, with vanilla, blackberry compote with your beautiful berry sorbet, and then your white chocolate sauce literally poured all over. There we are. Enjoy, guys. Okay, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed your dessert. Super sweet, yeah? Delicious, absolutely loved it. Super fresh as well with the compote and the sorbet. Okay, so going a little bit rogue with your pet four. So I'm just going to literally show you. I don't normally do this, but sticky toffee pudding. So we've got some mix basically that we wanted to treat you with. So sticky toffee, clues in the title. They're super sticky, guys. So we're going to put them in the oven. Put them in the oven for a couple of minutes, or in the microwave. But again, as I said, they're really sticky. I've just served you this nice little tiny amount of butterscotch sort of sticky sauce. Pop that in to your microwave for 20 seconds just to get it nice and loose. And guys, all I'll do is literally get those nice and warm onto a plate, get your sauce, pour it all in and around, and let's have that as your final sweet hit of the weekend. And that concludes everything, guys. So I really hope you enjoy the food this week. Thoroughly enjoyed making it all, obviously.